Yo, yo, what's up, fam? How you doing? It's been a minute. But hey, back again because Universe Spirit been giving me something so profound that I've been trying to put it into like a neat little box, but it ain't fitting into a box. This energy that I've been asked to relay to you guys is something that I think we all are experiencing. We all are experiencing, right? And it's like it's time for the cellular regeneration. It's time for our bioregenesis. This is a time where like the heart chakra is activating. And some of us, it is aggravating us because it's painful as we are coming into this new energy that is allowing us to ground in the new earth energy. And this time is asking us to be not only the best version of ourselves, but the only version of ourselves, to let go of all the other timelines, to let go of all the karmic influences, and to be on full for what we know we are to be, to ground it in and to be that best version of ourselves. You know, as we breathe, we are becoming that new spirit. You know, what's coming to mind right now is the respiratory system, the re-spirit system. As we breathe, we're bringing in the new spiritual energy. So when you break down the word respiratory, you actually have the word spirit in it. And we are re-spiriting or becoming a new spirit within this shell of humanity, within this shell of manhood. And it's so awesome, but at the same time, it's inexplicable because we are becoming that new thing that we want to see. You know, in some of my other videos, I actually broke down and talked about how you have to be the change you want to see. You have to embody the very thing that you want to see on earth. And as you do that, you will become that new version of it. And as you become the new version of it, it anchors in that energy. It speaks to humanity and says that you can be more than what you are. So I'm driving home. I'm getting these downloads and realizing the karmic cycle is over. The karmic cycle that I once kind of had to deal with is over. From the confusion, from the absolute misunderstanding of mission, from all of that old energy that it had me tied down. You know, you and I are the new versions of that. And what that simply means is that the story that we once lived by, we no longer have to live by it. We no longer have to be encapsulated by it. We can now walk into the newness of the union that we know we're here to embody. Not only are we here to embody the union, the physical union with that divine femme, that one that we're meant to shine with, because not to sidetrack, but we've moved out of the twin flame energy into the twin ray energy. And what that simply means is that as a twin flame, we were burning out the old. We were walking through the flames of hell. We were walking through that energy that asked us to become better, that showed us our imperfections, that brought out our impurities, and it brought it out so that it could be burned out. So the twin flame journeys are ending for a lot of us as we're walking into the twin ray energy. Ray of what? Ray of light, ray of solar light. We're walking into these energies now that allow us to be twin or divine rays of light. So that person you were meant to shine with, you are now coming into union with. Even though you may not sense it, you may not embody it right now, it doesn't matter. You're becoming that version of it. And you have to become the version of it to be able to walk it out in a actual and factual physical timeline. So your DNA is changing. Your blueprint is changing. All these things are changing what you once held dear. Even the world is changing. The world, the WHRL is not what it used to be because you are not what you used to be. That's how powerful you are, divine masculines. And even in my divine feminines that resonate with this message, it's like the masculine within you has changed. It's become stronger, but it's become stronger and resolute in the things you know to be true, not in a physical aspect, but in the spiritual aspect. As I was talking about earlier, the re-spirit, the respiratory, as you breathe, so are you. Soul are you. SOUL are you. Just like the soul or the sun that shines its rays. You are shining your rays of light. You are a light that cannot be hid under a hill. You are a light that cannot be hid at all. And the light within you is becoming so profound that even the people around you have to recognize the light within you. Even you have to recognize the light within you because you're not what you were. So it's time to step out of that victimhood. The idea that somehow something is happening to you and not for you. I'm going to say that again. Stepping out of the victimhood. The idea that something is happening to you and not for you. So when you step out of this victimhood and you realize that these circumstances around you, like the wind gathering leaves in your yard, pushing it to a certain destination, these things are happening for you. You're being pushed to a certain destination. You may not have been shown it, but you know it's real. You know it's here. And as you vibrate with it, you're leaving the old timelines, the old cycles. You know, I think by now, most of us realize that there is a culling happen. There are bio weapons that have been put in place to take the weak-minded, to take the victims, the ones who want to be victims, the ones who don't want to step out of the victimhood. These bioweapons are taking these parts of us and they're annihilating them. So as we step out of these old modalities of life and we step into the new that we are creating, not only are we becoming, we're creating them. As we step into this newness, it is becoming the main energy that is pervading on earth. The new earth is you. Like, you are the profound voice of the proverbial God. Do you have that God gene within you? And it is activating. And so when I say become the best version of yourself, or we are becoming the best version of ourselves, I'm not speaking hyperbole. I'm speaking in truth. Because the God gene within you is activating. And I only call it the God gene because that's what mankind has deemed it. Because they think they found it. But they only found the lower version of it, if that makes any sense. See, as we change, it becomes different. What do I mean by that? I mean the very thing within your cellular structure, within your biochemistry, the DNA template within you has become new. And because that has become new, they cannot define it. You are undefinable. So freaking awesome. You are undefinable. You're not something that can be categorized. You are a new creature, a new creation upon this earth. And because you are here, You're making it a new earth. The old has passed away and the new is coming into being. Therefore, the old structures have to go away. The old ideals have to go away. The new soul cycle begins. And with this new soul cycle coming, your soul is changing. The old fragments that were lost to you, like we were bringing those back, right? You were bringing back the old soul pieces that you lost. So you're going through a lot of karmic stuff. You're going through a lot of karmic, what am I trying to say? You were going through a lot of old karmic situations. And the reason you were going through these old karmic situations was to end them once and for all. Because you're no longer going to recycle back into the old. If you were to pass out of this body, you're going to recycle back into the new. You will no longer repeat the old cycles. You've done it. You've healed it. Now it's all about setting up the new generation, the regeneration of man. And you are that. So I say this with a light heart, but I say it in all honesty and truth and impact and power, that you are the new. And your seed will become the new. So the stepping out of the victim mode, stepping out of the idea that because this happened to me, I have to live out the same old cycle, is over. That's gone. It is now your choice to continue to live in that old idea of victimhood. Now it's about your sovereignty. It's about you saying, I am a sovereign being. And because I'm a sovereign being, I am making a choice, not just a isolated choice, but an educated choice to be that new energy. See, the old energies are being cycled out. They're being cycled out. They're being culled out because they can no longer be sustained here in this new frequency. And most of us realize this because we've tried to live in the old, and the old just ain't working no more. The old cycles ain't working no more. The confusion ain't working no more. The idea of that the old partners would sustain us, especially for divine masculines. The old partners would sustain us, and they won't. Your mind and your soul will not sustain it. And for some of us, your physical structure won't even sustain the old. It won't support it no more. So as we're moving from these old cycles and we're moving into into the new, the lower cycle energy that we once survived on is going away. It's sad in one aspect, but it's glorious in another. The lower lights, the lower energies, they are for those who are living in that lower vibration. So are you living in the lower vibration? Because if you are, it's still for you. But if you ain't, you're ascending. Ascending to what? Ascending to the new version of you. In other words, you're becoming that. And it's a little scary because, and I don't mean it in fear, like, you know, the false evidence appearing real. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, ancestors. Not the false evidence appearing real, but scary in the aspect of this is new and I've never done this before. So how am I supposed to embody this? I don't know who I'm supposed to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm here doing it. Man, trust the process. Trust the process that you are in. You did not come this far to be dropped off or laid to the side. Trust me. Trust the universe. Trust your guides. Trust your ancestors. Trust everything that you're going through right now. Because there will come a point when you will know, not believe, not just try to become, you will know who you are. You will remember yourself. You will not be recycled. You will be the cycle. You will be the cycle. It's wild, because as the end of this old karmic cycle, really takes hold, you might want to hold on to it. You might want to say, I want to be a part of that because it's familiar to me. But the familiarity can bring you to an end. Be okay with not knowing what's going on. Be okay with not being familiar with the energy that you're walking into. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example of my life, right? So the unions that I once had no longer serve me no more. The visions, the dreams that I had of my unions no longer serve me no more. Even the people or the feminine that I knew was mine no longer serves me no more. And even she said, I no longer serve you no more. It's like you got to walk through this fire to be cleansed. So walking through that fire of feeling unwanted, unloved, untrusted, allowed me to sit back and go, wow, there's another part of my ego that must go down. It must go away, because it is a false representation of who I truly am. And knowing that false representation was asking me to be a different version of myself. Knowing that now, it's so easy to walk away from that. It's so easy to say, I no longer want to embody that energy. I no longer want to be that person that lives in that lie, in that untruth, in that karmic expression. So that karmic cycle that once drained you is no longer applicable to you. Is no longer assigned to you. If you choose to live in the lower vibrations of yourself, that is your choice. But I implore you, let it go. Trust the process. There's so many of my brothers that reach out to me and talk to me, and they say, you know, Deaky, what's going on, man? What's happening? Because I thought I knew. I thought that I had it. I thought that I was going to live this out. This was going to be the rest of my life. I was good. But yo, something is totally freaking different, man. What's going on? And I'm like, I'm going through it too. I'm going through it too. Like, I knew what was going on. I saw it. And I was like, I'm going that way right there. That's the way I'm headed. And Universe Spirit said, no, you ain't. No, you're not. Because if you knew the glory and the honor, and if you knew what all of this was bringing you to, you would have ran toward it. You would have ran toward it. But if you would have known for 1 second what you was going to have to give up, what you was going to have to leave behind, you probably wouldn't have did it. You probably would have said, nah, I'm good. But here you are. Here you are. Here you are. See, you're going from perfection to perfection to perfection. You're not losing anything. You're gaining. Trust the process. Trust the process. You are leaving the old karmic cycle. Let me get back on point. You're leaving the old karmic cycle, and because you're leaving the old karmic cycle, there are karmic ties. And the karmic ties are screaming to you. They are saying, come back. Come be a part of me. It feels good. It's familiar. But you know that the familiar is not where you're called to be right now. You are being called to the new because you are forming the new earth. You are forming it by your thought process. You are forming it by anchoring in that energy right now. You are anchoring in this new template, this new blueprint. Not only is it within you, but it's within the earth. When you start to walk in that new energy, the new things that you've been dreaming of, that you've been wanting and desiring, they're coming to you. But they could only come to you once you let the old karmic expression of self go. They were not going to come to you with you living in that old energy, with you embodying it. In other words, you waking up every day expecting something new, but living in the same old energy, wanting the same old karmic partners, expecting things to be the same. You are missing it. As you breathe, so are you. Respiratory, re-spirit. Look that word up. R-E-S-P-I-R-I-T, re-spirit. But we call it respiratory. Respiratory. As you breathe, soul are you. A major shift is upon you. Not a minor, a major shift is upon you, bro. I say bro, but I'm saying my feminists too. Y'all got divine masculine within you too. So I'm gonna put it like this. All of us that are on this journey, a major shift is upon us. A shift of sovereignty, of not depending on the establishment anymore. Not depending on the establishment to say you can go do this, you can go do that. The establishment ain't gonna help you no more. There may be energies that bring that into your life, but trust me, it won't be there long. Learning to grow your own food, learning to filter your own water, learning to be independent of others, not to the exclusion of others, but to the benefit of self, of sovereignty. Because as we build communities, as we become one in union, in mind, body, and spirit, as we become that, your independence, your sovereignty will mean so much, because one makes up the whole. One person makes up the whole. There's a lot of individuals becoming one. This is the union. This is the universe. The universe is in union. It's a united verse. They all speak the same. They all talk the same. They all walk the same. But yet they're sovereign. The energies are sovereign. In other words, they do what they do and they make it do what it do. They ain't scared. They not in fear. And this is so profound to me because it was like, I've been trying to do a video for a minute. I've been trying to get back to y'all. I've been like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I've been getting these downloads. I gotta speak to my peeps, man. Like this is, it's like it's time to demand more from yourself. It's time to demand more from yourself than what others demand. And it was something that I've been trying to speak out for the past like 2 months. And it just wasn't happening because it wasn't time. It wasn't time. But now that time has come. The old karmic expressions of self don't matter no more. Like, it don't matter what other people think. It don't matter what other people thought. It matters now what you think and what you thought, the union within yourself. Because we are becoming one with source energy. Again, no longer separated by these lies and hypocrisies that we tell ourselves, but coming into a divine union with self. Remembering ourselves, letting the old go, the superficial, the mundane, the things that we thought made us who we were, letting it go. Because the soul has changed. This new soul cycle, it ain't gonna be no joke, man. This new soul cycle ain't gonna be no joke. It's setting us up for 2030 to 2040. It's setting us up. And I know it's a long time off, and it's a long time off, and I hate getting into distant times, because it puts you into a future mindset, and we need to be present in the moment, because the present is the present. It is present to us. It is a present to us, this now moment. So I don't like to get into 2030, 2040, but understand we're headed toward a point in time. This is why they mess with all this stuff. This is why you get Mandela effects. This is why you get CERN cycling out and doing things, messing with the electromagnetic spheres. This is why you get that. Because you have extraterrestrials. They are from Terra. They're from the extra parts of Terra. You live on this terrain. You live on this terrain. All right? And there are extra parts of this terrain they don't let you go through. My bad. They don't let you go to the extra parts of this terrain. But yet they have to tell you the truth. They're extraterrestrials. They're from the extra parts of it. That's why they don't let you go to it. So with all that being said, as you are anchoring in this energy, you are becoming something that they fear. And this ain't no false evidence appearing real. They fear you. They fear the molecules within your body activating and holding a light frequency, a cosmic light frequency that they've never seen before. That divine father energy that's coming, or that has come back, they fear that. Because that divine father energy don't play. It knows what belongs to it. And it's not feminine in no way. No disrespect to my femmes. It's not feminine in no way. It's hardcore masculine. This is why sometimes it can come across as anger. It could be, it can come across as like, I'm mad and I want retribution. But that ain't what it is. It's a righteous indignation of, I know what's mine. And when somebody know what's theirs, they'll fight for it. They'll claw for it. That's why these unions that are coming now, These ain't no fake ass unions, man. These are real. They are twin ray unions meant to hold the same light frequencies. They ain't flames that flicker. You know, you can have two flames, right? One is burning at a certain frequency and one burning at another frequency, and they flicker a little different than the other. But yet, they're both flames. They're both alike. These twin rays, these twin ray energies that burn from the kundalini, that burns from the life force energy, from the source, yo, they ain't no different flickers. They burn or they emit at the same vibration. So imagine one light burning, or one light emitting. And then you get a second light that emits at the same frequency. It's not just bright, it's double bright. So the union within self is burning brighter. The union you are coming into as you're leaving the old is going to burn brighter than what you had. You just got to trust it. And like I said, it might be a thing it might be a little scary, but it's not fearful. Don't live in the fear. Live in bravery. Live in courage. Live in those frequencies. Because the lower timelines, man, they're being cleansed. They're being done away with. The lower timelines you won't even be able to exist in anymore. It'll come a point to where you don't even know them anymore. That is people, jobs, cars, houses, everything. Like, everything is changing. Everything is changing. The holographic universe is changing. The harmony of the universe has changed. It has changed. It ain't is changing. It has changed. And if you are not moving to that higher vibration of self, if you're not moving into the higher vibrations, then you're existing in the old. And if the old is being done away with, what does that mean for you? So, the end of that old karmic cycle is done. Let it go. Let it go. Don't try to hold on to something the universe is saying, I'm flushing down the toilet. It's waste. It's done. It's excrement. But some of us divine masculines are holding on to it. We're still trying to find that divine union in the old mess. We're still trying to hold on to that oldness instead of walking and embodying the newness. Like I said, it ain't that you're foolish for doing it, because you're still anchored to it. You still feel it. But what it is that we are being brought into the newness of self, and it's different. It's new. It's new. But let the old pass away. Let the old go away. It'll be recycled. But you won't have to reincarnate into the same mess. You want to reincarnate into this cycle. You don't want to reincarnate into this cycle anymore. There will be some, man, it makes me cry. There'll be some of us that'll recycle into this old energy. Like I say, nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. Everything will return to source. Everything will return to the source. But if you ain't got to take that route, why take that route? If you don't have to be that lower version of yourself, why be it? See, many are called, but few are chosen. Many of us were called to walk the twin flame journey, but not a lot of us were chosen to walk into that twin ray. See, there are two sons. S-U-N. Let's go back to the original word. There are two souls. Two souls that shine as one upon this plane, upon this terra, this territory. And as two sons, two souls, you will shine bright. Shine bright like a diamond. One is seen, one is hidden. But soon, that second son won't be hidden. That second soul won't be hidden. It'll be present. It'll be here. We are becoming as we accept it, the new version of the new earth, because the earth is you. You are it. You're made up of it. You're meant to rule it, to dominate it, but in love and in justice and in truth and in honor. So step out of the victimhood. Step out of thinking this is happening to you and not for you. Because when you realize it's happening for you, the karmic cycle ends immediately. And then the new soul cycle begins. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. But it's time to demand more from yourself than others demand from you. When you demand more from yourself than others demand from you, you will live in excellence. And emperors live in excellence. See, you're walking away from being a king and having a kingdom. You're walking into being an emperor and demanding excellence from yourself. That God particle within you that they want to destroy so bad has evolved. It has become the seed that is ready to sprout. It's time to be more than what others expect of you. And if you really think about that, others expect, if you are holding that divine masculine frequency, others expect a lot from you. They expect a lot. So when I say it's time to become more than what others expect, you're holding true to your own divine frequency, your soul frequency. Be that best version of yourself, because the best version of yourself brings in the new earth. It brings in a new frequency. We're here for this. The regeneration, the re-spiritization of the earth, the respiratory, the breath of life is within you. I love you, fam. Like I said, I hope I'm trying to do a live here in a few days so we can chop it up a little bit. We can talk about a lot more stuff. But I just had to deliver this message. I had to deliver this message. Because this is a new solar cycle. And so are you. Love you guys. Live in bliss and harmony.